All right, so here is another sweet lineup of older, smaller stuff. Machinery-wise, there's a lot of really cool stuff, but this 4230 is a peach, and we're going to spend some time on this. But 4630, 720 gas, like a 720. 4255, the Case IH stuff, you know, the newer utility one there. A 4050, and don't sleep on those. Those are fairly low production, some of these models of 4050s, but just really cool stuff. There's an 800 swather down there that's just beautiful. And then a late Gale 125 hydraulic drive mix-all. So we're going to look at all this stuff, but this 4230 is a peach. And we can trace the history back a long ways on this tractor. It is pretty low-houred, very original 4230. As far as we know, that's where it was sold new. So we're going to spend some time on this tractor, but I kind of walked through all the machinery stuff. Smaller, older stuff is what I really enjoy. And I hope you guys do too, but this 4230 is a 76 model, and it's a power shift. And you don't see a lot of power shift 4230s, and you could tell this was somebody's pride and joy just by the condition. And, even the 55 series lights added at the bottom and stuff. Really neat 4230. Now this I really like. So we got a Gale, I think it's 125. Find out here in a second. It's got to be a 125, I believe. But hydraulic drive, feed mill, and this is a late one. So, what the newer Gale logos and the gray wheels, hydraulic drive. Yeah, it is a 125. Gale was a famous feed mill. Man, I would like to have a 125 Gale. As much as I like that little John Deere I got, I would love to have this. But hydraulic drive, no scale, but still, there's some surface rust, but it looks really solid. And hydraulic drive is just so much nicer. John Deere 800 swather. These things were everywhere. I don't know if this would be the Chrysler in this one or the Chevy engine, but boy, she has not sat out. Industrial products. Is this? Oh, let's see. Industrial products division. Got to be a Chrysler. It's on a slant. But man, there were a ton of these around when I was a kid, and this one's really nice. It is not sat out. I don't know if there's any conditioning rolls for this or not, but man, swath and oats. These are a good swather. There were a lot of these. 6620 snowblower over there, Deere snowblower, but 6620 side hill. I mean, this is side hill area here. A lot of side hill combines around here. But they are a good combine when you need one. 466 turbo. Just a nice old combine. It's the lighter axle, but still, it's like a neat old 6620 side hill. Got a couple old pickups, but then 9500 here. 97 model, so it's the anniversary one. So that is right before the 10s. I really like this. Nice tires. This is a nice combine. New Idea picker. Looks like a really nice New Idea picker. Couple of 4-row wide heads, low tins. Are they oil bath? That one's oil bath, yeah. That one's not. So one's oil bath, looks like. Got a dummy head. Look at that 915. Like, there is not many 915s like that. Full poly. So full poly, I'm assuming it'd be a full finger reel. Wow. Boy, you don't find a lot of 915s like this. Not a full finger auger. Well, you don't really need one with only a 15, but wow. Full poly, that is a cool head. Nice thing about these, put them on and just drive down the road. You don't need a header cart. Like, the nice little barge box here. More pickers. I love this stuff. Yeah, I don't know if there'd be 324s if they're wide row. This must be a parts one. Kiwani disc. Ooh, with a rolling basket. I like that. A couple of elevators. Well, if you're gonna pick corn, you better have elevators. Kicker rack. Yeah, there's some really neat stuff. Well, I really like the New Holland rakes, the roller bars. And this is a later New Holland. Like it'll be a Fiat New Holland. So a 256 with dolly wheels. Like I said, it's a later one. So this would be after the Ford New Holland stuff. Yeah. That's a nice rake. I just bought that one of mine, but otherwise I'd probably be bidding on this one. Nice rake. We got some rear unload chopper boxes. A couple of Myers. They're hydraulic drive. You know, I don't know if they offer them as PTO, but I remember they used to offer PTO rear unloads. But Minnesota, late Minnesota gears, big ones. Huh. But they got to be 14 footers, looks like. That's all right. Boy, that new idea picker there is sharp, really is. So we got to talk about this. Check out this Moline sheller. I don't know that much about them, but I was always told the Minneapolis Moline Mini Mo shellers were the best. And I don't know, a lot of people say this is where the rotary combine idea came from. So, you know, Deere and Case IH can argue about that all they want, about, you know, who's the best with rotary. But from what I was always told, the Minneapolis Moline sheller was kind of the first rotary combine. But this has got to be a pretty late one, judging by the decals. This is really cool. I would like to own this, and I don't know what I would do with it other than just look at it, and I would, yeah. But that's really neat. Wow. Yeah, like I said, I was always told the Minneapolis Moline sheller was the best. 336 baler, probably the most famous John Deere small square baler ever, I would say. This is a local machine. Looks like it's not far from here. This still on it yet? Or changing your speed? Or you're kicking the distance. Really nice old 336. And if he was baling straw with it, it's got to be all right, because man, you can get a baler to tie with hay that won't tie straw. So it's like a good baler. Under disc chisel. Is that a 555 3 bottom maybe? Deere plow. H&S stock trailer. Gates. Gonna need a lot of gates. Waterers. Round bale feeders. I need that headlock. I should probably not tell you guys about that, but I could use that. steer stuffers, feed wagon. We got some row crop cultivators. So IH row crop cultivator, and it looks like a mounted deer one, which is neat. Another deer mounted, that's an older one, but this is a newer deer mounted, which I don't know, maybe they're coming back. I don't know, I think a lot of guys are going organic actually. Culti packer, a Dunham layer. Huh. I like their scrapers on there. H&S V-rake. Stock chopper looks like an IH. Must be. Yep, IH. Like I said, steer stuffers. Another elevator. An old IH one. It's kind of cool. A&M gravity boxes. Seeing this, I don't know, St. Charles too, so it's probably been here its whole life, looks like. Nice IH grain truck. So, looks like it's gotta be a DT 466, I would say. If there's anything that I would knock this, it'd be the split rims, but other than that, 466. It's got the nicer interior. What year? So it's a 79 model. Nice box. It is a tandem. I mean, a live tandem with Hendrickson. Huh. That's a cool truck. Yeah, nice floor in there. Yeah, you know, good rear rubber on it. And they're 10/120s, but they're nice. Listen to that 466. That's a really nice truck. So I like a new idea spreader. And this would be 3626 or 3726. So this came after my new idea. So this is an AGCO new idea spreader, but you know, it looks all right. The poly is coming up a little bit there, but I don't know, the apron's still got some paint on it yet. You know, the sides look really good. Looks like a pretty nice spreader. Got a light kit on it. That's nice. I like that spreader. So here's a Case IH 9-foot hay bine, or disc bine, I should say. It's got rubber rollers. I had a 1409 New Holland I bought brand new back in 07. What a nice little machine. It's the same thing. Like I said, rubber rolls. 4.0 wide 7200 vac with dry fertilizer. Generally, it seems like if you see a 7200 4.0 wide, it'd almost be a finger pickup, but yeah, dry fertilizer, 4.0 wide. Don't see a lot of those. Don't know a lot about Vermeer round balers, but I think I've always heard good things. I'm excited about the grain drill up here, but a bale wrapper. This grain drill though, they got 450. It's got grass seed, light kit, press wheels. This is a nice drill. I really like this drill. I'd like to own this. I don't think I get in trouble with my wife. Gale chopper, 1200. It's got tandems on it, which is pretty neat. So hay head with this one. 790 New Holland chopper with the corn head on it, but it looks like that's a later corn head. Judging by the decals, this corn head would be newer than the chopper, but either way, that's pretty cool. Nice little friend of mine's got one of these. He never really had a lot of problems with it. So I'm here with Andrew Hamilton, and we got a really cool lineup of smaller, older equipment. You just don't see this
every day.
Like a late model Minneapolis Moline corn sheller.
Yeah.
And a late model Gale 125 mix all hydraulic drive.
Yep.
That's stuff you just don't see.
Nope.
But this is who's the auction for?
Maurice Shea here, family here just located here north of St. Charles, Minnesota. Sale ends here April 1st, which is next Tuesday. Nice, clean, I mean, just good, solid lineup of equipment, you know, just from front to back. There's a little bit of everything and they aren't the biggest farmers around, so the stuff, you know, it's still got a lot of life left in it, and they bought a few things here, you know, new. They're one owners on some stuff, and the stuff that they bought used, like this tractor here, is nice, you know. This 4230 is original hours. It's right around 4,600 hours.
That's why we're standing in front of this, because
you bet.
You've got some history,
This
local history.
This tractor's been in our neighborhood for its whole life, whole duration. It started with the Van Buskert family here in Sargent, Minnesota. We believe it to be new, as far as we know. And then Matt did a sale for Lloyd Van Buskert around the 2008-9 era. This tractor here was sold first on a Lloyd Van Buskert farm retirement auction in 2008, I believe. Matt had his sale there right in between Dexter and Brownsdale, Minnesota. And we believe Lloyd's family or father here bought it brand new.
And it's got the original dealership sticker on there.
Hastings and Northfield, Hughes equipment there, yep. So
which that hasn't been that, I mean, there hasn't been a John Deere dealer in Hastings for decades.
Right.
And even Northfield was not called Hughes.
Right.
Because now it's SEMA, or, well,
now it's
Midwest.
And then it was SEMA.
It was SEMA before that. Before that was Northfield Implementer, right?
Yep. So, yeah, so the Van Buskert family's had this thing since it's new and sold on their Lloyd's farm sale. He bought it from his dad there and sold it to a gentleman, Ron Prigge, local preacher there at one of the churches down there. And he bought it, just a smaller farmer, did about 10, 15 acres of hay, and always back and forth. He'd bring us hay on some of these sales and stuff like that. And Ron actually just passed away here this last year. So he brought this tractor over to us in 2022 on our Labor Day auction, and then the Shea family then bought it then at that time. So they would be technically third owner on this tractor. So as far as we know and can tell and can track it, these hours are about as honest as they come. So
and it is clean.
It is, you know, original, clean, low houred, original paint. You know, the hood is in nice shape. You know, so they just don't find them like this every day. So
well, and you know what's cool too? So this tractor here was somebody's pride and joy, because you could tell they got the Dress Up a Deer Friend catalog from Deere at one time, like in the 90s. Remember that promotion?
Yep.
So look at the 55 series
lights,
under there,
light covers, and
then the 55 series mirror up on top.
Yep.
So Firestone radials.
Yep.
You know, she's low hours. It's, you know, I mean, it's clean. Seals on the pump yet.
Yep.
Battery boxes aren't rusted out. The fenders are clean underneath.
Yep. It's had a good home. You know, its whole life, you can tell.
Look at the drawbar.
Yep.
And it's what's
power shift transmission.
Yeah, you know, power shift 4230 is not
common a lot. You know.
No.
So.
And it's got, you know, 4 lights on the back instead of 2, which on the 30 series, some had that.
Right.
Case drain on it. So if you got a vac planner, and it is 38s, there's step-up rims.
Yep.
So it's probably 34s factory, I would guess. But yeah, both mirrors. Got the newer steps. Like I said, somebody took this to the Deere dealer and did the Dress Up a Deer Friend look, but you know, power shift in a 4230 is got, they put the power strip, holy smoke, they did the whole catalog on this one.
Yep.
Because if you look, it's got the cup holders, the power strip. Look at the original Deere radio. This decal was replaced, but you don't find a lot of 4230s.
Someone's giving us some love along the way, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is a real peach.
Yep.
So they put the newer style 55 series handle on there. I like that. But look at the turn signal indicators are still there. Really, really neat tractor.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. That's for sure. So that, I mean, just to showcase that a little bit, that, you know, you just don't find them this nice, you know.
We should add the 4255 one owner tractor.
Yep.
686 was one owner.
Yep.
That JX95 Case IH, I think he bought that new also.
Yep.
And then the Super M was
family. Yeah, I think
family.
It's been in the family its whole life.
Yep, and original tires. So,
Yep.
Kind
of a cool thing, you know. Again, smaller farmer out here north of St. Charles, Minnesota, and it's a cool area, you know. I mean, like rolling hills and stuff out here, and there's, you know, big family. You know, had livestock, had dairy cattle, and fed steers and stuff like that. So
yeah,
just cool, neat people, great family to work with, and have a nice line of machinery that kind of fit, you know, any kind of thing you're looking for, you know. So
well, and you know, and some livestock equipment and stuff that just, yeah, neat sale.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, sounds good. Well, thanks for having me down.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Ryan.
So this is a one owner 4255 that he bought brand new. I didn't check the serial number, but sold brand new there, St. Charles, Minnesota. Quad range. It's got hubs on it. It's fairly low hours. Sliding rear window, which is an option. You know, not a lot of drawbar wear. Dual remotes. But just you know, this tractor here would buff up really, really nice. But 55 series, they're just boy, they sound nice. And, you know, look at the steps. So the steps aren't all tweaked and rotted out. So they said it's pretty low hours. I'll hit the key. We'll see what we got here. So looks like 69,999. So she's about to turn 7,000 hours. You know, and like I said, quad range. You know, look at that. Original dealership selling tag. You know, it's 55 series just sound good. But, you know, it could use a cab kit, but, you know, original Delco radio yet, so you can tell the hours are legit. You know, it's a nice, 55s are just nice tractors. The 720 gas, kind of cool, talking to his sons. They said that he planted his oats and his beans. He bought this 720 from the neighbor, and you know, some of them guys were tough like that. Like, they felt like they had to sit out on an open station planting. And 4630 was the big horse. And you can see, I mean, 20.8s on it and chrome stack. This was the one that they ran, you know, and she's not all rusted out under here. So kind of like the rock box with the horseshoes. But these are a good old tractor. Tough. And that's power shift in this one. 86 diesel, so it's a German diesel. You know, it ain't, I don't think it's been a lifelong loader tractor. This loader is newer than the tractor, and I mean, it ain't all welded up, but it is a diesel, German diesel. Pretty clean in here. You know, yeah, pretty dang nice old 686. Good rubber. You know, and like I said, it's a diesel. It's a fast hitch, but dual remotes. You know, good glass. That cab is nice. You know, for just a chore tractor, and You know, plowing snow. What a cool little tractor. Then a Super M, you know, and power steering on a Super M. So the fenders those aren't factory fenders, but power steering and wide front on a Super M. Big belt pulley, steel belt pulley. I got one of them laying around. It's a wood one, but that's a neat tractor. Okay, so this is Dan Chia.
Yep.
Shay.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So this is your estate sale for your dad.
Yes. Yep.
So your dad, dairy farmer, cattle guy, is full life, huh?
Yep. Dairy farmed and got 4 of us boys started, and
all 4 of you brothers farmed.
yes, we all farm still, and we started out milking with Dad, and like you said, he got us going on a 1/4 and a half, and went from there and stuff too. But yeah, and then up until last fall, he still had beef cows, and ran 2 farms and rented some ground and all that stuff too.
Okay. How old was he when he died then?
86 years old.
Okay. He died last fall, you said?
Yep, would have been October 17th. Yep.
Okay. So he had a good run. He made it to 86.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Not a lot of downfalls. Kept right on going until the day went.
Yeah.
Basically.
Started farming with a John Deere 60, I think he said.
John Deere 60 and an F20.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Going with that. Like I said, rented for a while, and then bought the home farm where I live, and then bought a couple more chunks as time went on, and
His first farm was a 274-acre farm, and his corn planter was a 2-row McCormick or whatever with steel wheels on it.
yeah.
I remember it.
Yep.
Had a F20 tractor and a John Deere 60.
Yeah. Yep. He did a lot of farming. Probably planted all the farms at one time with 4-row 7,200 Maximerge corn planter.
That planter is actually kind of weird because it's a 4-row wide vacuum with dry fertilizer. Typically, if you were going with the 7,200 with the vacuum, you'd have been narrow rows by then.
Yeah.
Or liquid fertilizer or something.
Yeah. He like you guys said, probably sometimes way back when he would run 300 pounds an acre of fertilizer and planted a lot of sold Northrop King seed corn, so he always wanted it to do really good and all that stuff too. Yeah, school board. Yeah.
Well,
but
he still kind of did things pretty old school with cob corn. I mean, when's the last year he picked corn then?
Probably last year.
Probably last year he would.
So that's 2024 crop in the.
He was only about 2 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He would always be looking for a Goodyear corn picker. Like I said, that last one's kind of got that hydraulic tongue on it that would move the wagon back and forth.
Last fall he got sick, and that last fall was the only fall that he never picked.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would do, ear corn, and like I said, he'd look for a good elevator, Smalley or like them Owatonna elevators. He always had to have them, and then did a lot of ear corn and always tried.
He actually enjoyed doing things the old school way.
Yeah.
The harder it was, the better it was.
Yeah.
A lot of small square bales. And,
yeah.
I said the 720. You were saying he liked to plant all the oats and beans with the 720 on an open station.
He always wanted that tractor because they had the front wheels and the rear wheels, and then he always figured it packed the ground a little bit better that way. And
That's the issue.
yeah, it would be. I mean, some of them springs it would be freezing. He'd have his coveralls on, and he once switched to a cab tractor. He'd run that 720 on that grain drill and plant soybeans and oats and everything with it. But he always ran the corn planter back in the day on that 686. I like that tractor on that. But he bought that brand new too, didn't he? Bought that
really?
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, he bought that brand new that had that German diesel engine in it.
Yep.
That is an awful nice.
Yeah, and that had an open station, and then one winter he got a Case IH, a brand new manure spreader, so he put that cab on and he painted her all up so they matched. I actually got a farm picture. It shows that underneath the barn cleaner yet that he.
A lot of shit on
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
686 for a lot.
Yeah.
That actually had a 148 John Deere loader on it at one time, and then now it's got the Allied
Okay.
on
Didn't
there.
have
But
a loader on it for years though.
Yeah.
And it started so nice in the winter.
yep,
So then that's why he used it on the spreader.
yeah.
Okay.
It kind of had that high-speed starter, so then it would spin a little quicker.
Yep.
And then you'd plug her in, and away she'd go in the winter. And
They're
always start-
easy on fuel too.
Oh yeah.
Very good on fuel.
That's what he loved. If it saved him fuel, if you could go 2 weeks without filling diesel fuel, that's what he wanted, you know. The 686 is that way. The 4050 he could run, forever and never put any fuel in it. He just loved
I
anything.
think it made fuel, and then he put it in.
Yeah.
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 So the 4050, then he had that quite a lot. He didn't buy it new, but he had it quite a
Yeah.
while.
He bought it, I would say, don't you think it's probably been 10, 12 years ago.
Okay.
Like I said, he was living here already, and then he ran into it. I just want to say it was like in Wisconsin or somewhere.
You don't
And
lose track of time, but he built the house like 20 years ago.
yeah. I think it's
Okay.
been 22 years ago that he built the house here and moved over here, and we switched places. But that tractor, too, with that 359 engine in it,
Oh, yeah.
would just, never hardly even used
Well-
any diesel, but.
What I was told was Deere went to the 350 because the early one, the 83 and 84, had the 466 non-turbo.
Yep.
And they went to that engine because the other one was so inefficient. It
Yeah.
just wasn't.
Yep. Well, that's supposed to be the same engine as like what's in a 3155, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of a big deal and stuff too. But
Yeah.
he could actually ear corn pick with that all week, and you would never put any diesel fuel in it,
Really?
and stuff too. But
Well,
Yeah.
so that one's got quite a few more hours than
Yeah.
like the other tractors. That's right, because he used that one all
he
the time.
did. He used that, and then like I said, then I think once he figured out that the loader, was kind of a good deal to start in the winter, he put the loader on it, and then he used it as a winter tractor, and it was a pretty dang good deal all around and stuff too. He,
Yeah.
and like I said, he bought that red JX95, and he kind of loved that tractor too, but it wasn't quite the winter starter that even
Okay.
the 4050 was and stuff too. But yeah.
Well, it's a neat lineup. I mean, you're just not going to see some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Nice pickers and
Yeah.
shellers and,
Yeah.
you know.
A lot of stuff that just literally kind of, like I said, caught a little bit in time. He loved his ear corn picking and shelling and,
Yeah.
like I said, the square baling, literally, what would you say, maybe even up till last couple of years, we just loaded 800 small squares of straw that he probably made within the last, 3 years or so, and stuff too. But always loved combining the little oats and doing that stuff or whatever too. But
Did he make silage piles too
Yep.
for the beef cattle?
yep.
Okay.
He had actually built some on the cement bunker at the end.
Yeah, yep.
He used for years.
Had a 30 by 100 bunker at my house that we would pretty much fill, like I said, every year and then feed the heifers corn silage or cows and stuff like that too. But then when he came over here, he'd make piles. And before he actually built some of these sheds, he'd take all of his round bales and cover them with tarps, and we'd throw strings and tires over, and stuff too. But
Yeah, because I've seen the rear unloaders, and they're kind of weird rear unloaders because they look like they're 14-footers.
yeah,
They couldn't have sold many 14-foot rear unload,
Yeah.
because they're later chopper
Yeah.
boxes.
yeah.
So-
Also, the round baler's brand new with just twine.
Yeah,
You don't see that very often.
yeah,
Dad would order a truck,
yep.
and they would have to take stuff off from it basically. Because he wanted to crank up windows.
Yeah,
He didn't
Well,
want power windows.
5-speed crank with crank up windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He
And
ordered a 1988 Chevy truck with an AM radio because it was cheaper.
yeah.
Wow.
And he would listen to 540 AM. That was his station he would listen to, and then I think those chopper boxes.
I
He
wonder
was
how- I
he was
wonder- I
go
wonder
ahead.
How many people have ever told the dealer that order it, but I want nothing on it?
I do know a neighbor that bought a new Chevy pickup that was kind of disappointed when power locks became standard.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want power anything, but they said, well, you have to take power. You can't get them without it. And he was disappointed.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that happened to him with that Dodge.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
He wanted a little less on that,
Yep.
and he had to get some of it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to get at the power
But
windows
the
and
power
stuff.
windows had flaws at first. they weren't great. They'd get
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the window would get stuck down and you couldn't get it back up.
And that Dodge, I think you got a really good deal on because that was when all those vehicles, although GM and Dodge and all them were struggling those
Yep.
years. And so I think 2008, I think he got a really good deal on that Dodge, you know, and stuff.
Okay.
But actually, like them chopper boxes and so much of the stuff, he was a die-hard Beck implement in Elgin because that's where he grew up. And I think them chopper
Okay.
boxes, he
bought
might.
a lot of them J&M running gears, brand new
Yep.
out of Beck's and Elgin.
Yep.
And he bought oodles of them.
Yep, the Minnesota ones. Yeah, the
Yeah, Minnesota, yep.
So that's why they got like the Minnesota running gears because he wanted the Minnesota running gear underneath them chopper boxes, which he probably should have put tandems on them because you know how that goes. Like I said, get a big
Yeah.
load of silage on them, you know, and
Why
stuff
did
too.
That kept the prisoners busy.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Why did he buy
Yeah.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
It kept the
Because it
prisoners.
was cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 The prisoners
Yeah.
built the Minnesota. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're off of 95.
It employed
Yep.
the prisoners for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
They had a lot of years of
Yeah, always Minnesota running gears and bought a lot of stuff. And even that M was supposed to be bought. He bought it.
new out of
He
Beck.
bought it from a relative, but it was brand new out of Beck Implement in Elgin
Really?
back in the day. And then I think
Those
really,
tires on that M are original, they said.
yeah,
Really?
1950.
He didn't buy the M new. His relative,
Yeah.
he called him Uncle George.
On his mom's side, they bought
His
it.
relative,
Yeah.
and he knew that George had bought it brand new out of Beck's.
Yeah. We went and found it in the shed because the guy had got cataracts. He couldn't see anymore. And there was a tree that grew in front of the shed, and we had to slide the door open. And I think we dang near had to cut that tree down to get that tractor out. And then we pumped the tires up and got her home, and he painted her all up and fixed her. And it's been a pretty good tractor and stuff, too. But, yeah.
Well, thanks for having me down and let me take the tour here, guys.
Yes, yes.
I think it'll
Thanks
be
for
pretty
coming.
good.
You're welcome. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Well, good luck.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.